Even Udhayanidhi Stalin I will challenge. Give him one mural and then ask him to write it first.
Okay.
Write it without any mistake.
Okay.
First write, then explain without any mistake. We chose the best teachers and then called them Brahmanas. We all know what E.V. Ramasamy Naikar has done to women. How much insult he has done to the women. The entire Tamil Nadu is scared about this politician for years together. You should actually teach the magic on how to become rich in 3 generations and then earn for 45 generations together. Most of these ministers are uneducated. One of the educated ministers of DMK is PTR Rangarajan, but we know what happened to him. Veeramani had said earlier. Veeramani had earlier said that Hinduism is equal to Sanatana Dharma and Sanatana Dharma is equal to Hinduism. Then this fellow comes and says that we will eradicate Sanatana Dharma. Sports minister is there in that place? We do not know. Even the HRNC minister was there. What is the necessity for these people to be there on a particular stage? Shekhar Babu. Is got any educational qualification? Anybody knows about it? No, I don't think so. Misunderstanding of the word Aryan has led to confusion in the minds of those people who want to confuse others also. So, why are they doing politics? Are they doing this politics to do good things to the country? So first we feed these people, then you can talk about all this discrimination, Vedanta stuff, explain. And that is why I am again and again saying Sanatana Dharma is the medicine. Manu is the medicine for the disease that is there in this place. And what trouble they are in basically. I am not able to figure it out. Looks like they are in trouble.
Okay.
And then looks like they want to divert. And so to divert the attention, they have used the age-old technique of talking ill about a particular sector of people. Even Udhayanidhi Stalin I will challenge. Give him one mural and then ask him to write it first.
Okay.
Write it without any mistake.
Okay.
First write, then explain without any mistake. And they will soon be below nota in no time. That is what Alvar says, so one person may be king one day, he may be a beggar the other day. A person may be beggar one day, he may be king another day.
Namaste and a very warm welcome to the Nationalist Madrasi. This is Intellectual Exchange with me, Sri Rangarajan. In today's episode of the Intellectual Exchange, we are joined by an eminent personality from Tamil Nadu. He is a temple activist and he files a number of cases in Supreme Court and High Court of Tamil Nadu as well. And he fights for more over the government getting out of the control of the temple management as such and abolition of HRNC and so and so. So today we are going to discuss about the latest issue which is going on in the political arena, that is the Sanatana Dharma, which has been a comment made by the DMK Minister Udhayanidhi Stalin as well. Namaste Rangarajan Narasimhan. Thank you so much for your wonderful time as well. And this comment on Sanatana Dharma, the Tamil Nadu sports minister said that Sanatana Dharma has to be eradicated, like dengue, virus and corona, and moreover that A. Raja, former union minister, commented that like HIV also. So is this the trend of the DMK which is going on for a very long time, or this comment has been raised by Udhayanidhi due to some political concerns which is affecting their alliance?
I am not a political person, but nevertheless I can comment on the political arena that is there. What is happening with the politicians we do not know. Their mind is very differently wired, crazily wired rather. So why they say there are certain things, why they want to do certain things is beyond my comprehension as a normal citizen of this country. But all I can tell you is that it is inappropriate, unconstitutional, unlawful for any minister, not only for minister, even if anybody has said the same thing, it's not right, it's not lawful. They must be punished as per the laws of the land in a manner known to law. So irrespective of the person who said whatever he said in an attempt to insult or injure the sentiments of a particular sect of people who happen to be the 80% of population of India, is unpardonable in my opinion. Well, like I said, politicians are politicians. They think any advertisement is good advertisement for them. So just to be on the limelight, they can say whatever they want to say. But like I said, there is a limit for everything. Freedom of speech has a limitation. It is not absolute. It comes with some restrictions. So unless otherwise, unfortunately it is in Tamil Nadu, most of these ministers are uneducated rather. So they would probably not, I'm not talking about a particular party, almost all parties are like that. Very, very hardly you can count with your hands of your fingers educated people, and educated people don't have the limelight on anyways. One of the educated ministers of DMK is PTR Paranivel Tyagarajan, but we know what happened to him, so he will be sidelined. So people who are uneducated, they have no idea what Constitution of India is, what the laws of the land is, and just because they have power. In Tamil there is a saying, meaning a beggar, if he gets a bounty, he will have an umbrella even at midnight inside the house, kind of a thing. So this is the kind of people. It is like power in the hands of a monkey which is mad and which is drunkard and it's been stung by a scorpion. That's the kind of situation that they are. So we do not know what they will do. So what was said was absolutely nauseating in my opinion. You should not say to anybody, any other religion as well, but I will guarantee that they don't have the guts to say this to any other religion. They claim themselves to be atheists, meaning they don't believe in God. That means they should oppose every single religion on the face of the earth, not one particular religion. So that's them. That's my first take. I do not know whether I answered your question or not.
Okay. So why is the sports minister commenting on this? And that too, the program was eradicating Sanatan. That is Sanatana.
See, it was a program conducted by some writers.
Okay.
Some atheist writers. And these guys are invited. Usually these guys will be invited for such programs, just to make some political statements. And I think it is just to play in the gallery. He said something without even paying attention to what his senior in the party, Veeramani, had said earlier. Veeramani had earlier said that Hinduism is equal to Sanatana Dharma and Sanatana Dharma is equal to Hinduism. Then this fellow comes and says that you should eradicate Sanatana Dharma. So that tells that the kind of attention span that they have, they don't even listen to what their elders speak in the same conference that they have, and they contradict, and now they are themselves in a soup. Why education minister, a sports minister is there in that place? We do not know. Even the HRNC minister was there. What is the necessity for these people to be there on a particular stage? That is, like I said, DMK's gene is this, to just say whatever they want to say about Hindus, Hindu Dharma, and that's what they do again.
Okay. So what is DMK's understanding of Sanatana Dharma? What they meant? What they actually meant to the people that they will eradicate the Sanatana Dharma? In what context?
I am not a doctor, okay? If you ask me what is anesthesia, what is bypass surgery, will I be able to tell?
Got it.
I won't be able to tell, right? Similarly, you are asking what is DMK's understanding. These guys are, like I said, uneducated people. I don't know whether they have a certificate. For example, the HRNC minister, Mr. Shekhar Babu. Is he got any educational qualification? Anybody knows about it? No, I don't think so. So what will you expect from such people? What kind of understanding will they have? They don't even know how to speak Tamil. They already say that we don't know Hindi. We don't want Hindi. They cannot speak in English a single word. So what other language they know? They don't even know that their mother tongue people say that it is Telugu. They can't even converse freely on Telugu also. So with such people, what kind of understanding will be there? See, understanding comes from knowledge. Understanding is based on knowledge. And knowledge comes from reading and then from listening to elders who are well versed in that particular field. So if you had ever listened to somebody about what Sanatana Dharma is from a particular set of people who are experts in that area, then you will have an understanding. Otherwise, your understanding is nothing but garbage.
Okay. I'll come back to this later, Rangarajan Narasimhan ji. So what is Sanatana Dharma? Because you have been speaking to many people across the state, and you have been explaining this concept for a very long time. So what is Sanatana Dharma? Because like many people doesn't or not aware of this word, I must say, because even I will include myself over there also. What does this Sanatana Dharma actually means, and why, like we'll talk the political causes after a later course of time. What is this Sanatana Dharma and what is your take on this actually?
Lots have been spoken about Sanatana Dharma by people who are not religious basically. They are all, most of them are right now, whatever is happening on the media, whether it is social media or mainstream media, is people who are mostly either politicians or media personnel or some celebrities or discussing about what Sanatana Dharma means. None of them have any bookish knowledge or any formal education on any religious text for that matter, be it Bhagavad Gita, be it Ramayana or be it Mahabharata. I don't think any of them have ever read it even once in their life. So most of the people are saying that it is eternal, etc., etc. But the real meaning of Sanatana Dharma must be known. And I have not seen a single person in the social media or on the mainstream media to have spoken what the real sense is. Sanatana means, everybody says Sanatana means there is no start and there is no end and it is eternal. Right? And Dharma means they say there is a way, etc., etc. But what is this about? This whole thing is about knowledge. Okay. Jnana is something that is inherent to Indian way of life. See, jnanena hinaha pasubhi samanaha is what they say. Meaning, if you don't have knowledge, then you are equivalent to an animal. So it is so important that jnana is required. What kind of jnana is required is important then. The jnana that Indians are talking about for several yugas together. So one yuga is like 4,32,000 years. Okay. And 4 cycle of yuga is 4 crore years plus years. So Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. So the knowledge that has been gathered, we are in the 28th yuga, I think, if I'm right. Okay, so the knowledge that is gathered in all these areas is focused on certain things. Even in science is also what is science trying to do? When commercially, consumerically, the science is trying to make people's life easier in this world. But science is also trying to explore the amount of money spent towards exploring who we are, from where we came, what is our purpose. Is there anybody else like us outside somewhere? This is the kind of research that is going on in science also. Philosophy has done that years back, centuries back, lakhs and crores of years back in Sanatana Dharma, and it is being taught by Vedas. Vedas is eternal. There is nobody who is created, there is no author for it. And that is why it is called Apaurushayam, meaning there is no one single person has created that. It is there forever. So, the knowledge on who we are, what are we, why are we here, what is our purpose, all these things are answered by a certain, let us say for example, science. This science, which talks about who we are, what are we, etc., etc., is differently projected in different religions. Even in Hinduism, for example. Hinduism is not a religion, it's a group of religion. If you look at a Shaivite, you will have a different answer. If you look at a Vaishnavite like me, you will have a different answer. Even in Vaishnavites, you will have Advaitis who will have a different answer. Visishtadvaitis like me have a different answer. Dvaitis will have a different answer. So, all these philosophies teach us about certain things. What is that? Something that is eternal. So, Sanatana Dharma is a science which talks about something that is there forever.
Okay.
Why should it be something there forever? How can a knowledge be there forever? If a knowledge has to be there forever, then it has to talk about something which is there forever. In the world that we know, there is nothing that is forever, right? So what is that is forever? Then we go a level up and then say there is a creator. For all of us there is a creator. And the creator is God. And the God is forever. And then he creates us. That is something we agree. So if there is a God, who are we? then we are Atmas. He is Paramatma, we are Atmas. While God is eternal, Atma is also eternal. The relationship between the Paramatma and the Jivatma is also eternal. And this knowledge that these are all eternal is also eternal. Because unless otherwise there is a knowledge which is there, which has to be eternal, it has to speak about something which is eternal. Okay. So Sanatana Dharma is that knowledge which talks about these eternal things of three things. Atma, that is we, Jivatma. Paramatma, that is our creator, God. And the relationship between the Atma and Paramatma. And it also talks about why we are born, for what we are born. And for that we talk about, everybody knows about karma theory, right? Everybody talks in the whole world today about karma, right? It's our karma. If something comes back to you, they say it's karma. Everybody, including Westerner, everybody talks about karma now. Karma has become an English word also.
Good.
Right? It has become part of the Oxford Dictionary as well. So the karma is what we do in a particular birth. And as per Sanatana Dharma, the birth and death cycle repeats itself several times. And if one has to get rid of this birth and death cycle, then he has to attain moksha. And to get moksha, what do you mean by moksha? To become one with God. And to do that, you have to follow certain process, by methods by which you can do. So this is what Sanatana Dharma talks about. I don't know if I was very clear. English is not my mother tongue, so I'm trying to put it the best that I can possible. Because in Tamil I can easily explain, okay. But in English it's very difficult because the English language itself is very shallow language. It does not have the right words. So with whatever I know, I think you can ask me any questions that you may have.
Okay.
But like I said, to sum it up, the knowledge about Paramatma, that is God, Jivatma, that is we people, not only people, it is all living things, and also non-living things as well. Jivatma, the birth-death cycle of Jivatma, and the karma, that is the reason for this birth-death cycle, and the relationship between us and then God, and how do we get rid of this birth-death cycle, and then how do we get to an eternal bliss. The bliss has to be eternal. With birth and death cycle, our bliss is not eternal. It is momentary. I may be happy now. The moment I step down, I may fall down and become unhappy now.
Okay.
So it is a question of a second by which our happiness and unhappiness keeps changing. And that goes through in our life completely. So this birth and death cycle is actually creating this happiness and unhappiness. And if you have to attain happiness completely, eternal happiness, then you will have to attain moksha. This is what Sanatana Dharma says. I am sure, you tell me, if any of these explanations that is given, that you have heard in the social media or the mainstream media, have you ever talks about Paramatma and Jivatma, which is the soul of our country?
No, this is, okay, let me put this word. Is Sanatana Dharma limited to only Hinduism? Because Hinduism believes in karma, Hinduism believes in Jivatma, Hinduism believes in Paramatma, as you say, and Hinduism believes in rebirth also. Okay, all these, I don't think Christianity or Muslims
just because
believes in all these concepts.
I understand, they don't believe it, so they don't form part of this. That doesn't mean this concept is not there.
Okay.
See, you may be in media industry. That doesn't mean that everybody should be in the media industry, right? I may be somewhere in a software industry or a marketing agency somewhere else. Just because I have chosen my path, you have chosen your path. There are different paths to attain moksha. Sanatana Dharma is it's a all-compassive thing, so it cannot be destroyed. For coming back to the Udhayanidhi stuff, he wants to destroy something that is indestructible. It is impossible. He does not even know what it is. They are just hung on to some simple word Sanatana, and then they are or Sanatana Dharma, and they are trying to play around.
Many of the alliance partners have told.
Do they have the guts? Do they have the guts to say, I will eradicate Hinduism?
Okay. So they are using the word Sanatana Dharma.
Because they think that they can get over.
Okay.
They think.
Are they trying to divide Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma in this line?
See, it is a synonym. How can you divide a synonym?
Okay.
Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism is the same, one and the same. This country had no name for any of this religion because everything is coming from Vedas. The different understanding of different acharyas gave us different philosophies. There are different paths to, like different rivers finally merge into the ocean.
Okay.
All these paths lead us to Paramatma. And there are different paths that one can choose. So all these things were Vedic religion, basically based on Vedas, which is what is talking about all this Atma, Paramatma, Karma cycle, birth, death cycle, etc., is only talked in Vedas, nowhere else. So when we are not invaded by any foreigner, we had no name. And when foreigners came, for some reason they have given a name as Hinduism, and then we continue to use the same Hinduism. Like I said, in the same conference, Veeramani was one of the oldest person in the DK group, that is the Gnostic group, is actually talking about Sanatana Dharma is equal to Hinduism and Hinduism is equal to Sanatana Dharma. So they themselves accept it.
Okay.
So just to get over the legal hurdle, they think they are so smart, but they are so foolish. They think if I use the word Hinduism, somebody may file a case, defamation case or etc. on me. So in order to get over, I will use the word Sanatana and then try to confuse the court also at the end of the day. This is what they are attempting to, but they won't succeed in that because courts are not fools. They know what they are doing. So if somebody goes to the court and takes them to that will happen for sure. They will have to answer before the court. They cannot just like that say whatever they want to say. So they cannot say that I am trying to split Sanatana and Hinduism. It is one and the same. So what is there to split in this?
Okay.
So they are trying to create a narrative that Sanatana Dharma is something different, Hinduism is something different. Okay. So they have to now explain what Hinduism means and they have to explain what Sanatana Dharma means. They don't know either.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I understood from what you said is, Sanatana Dharma is a way of life which has been evolving for more than thousands and thousands of years and for a very particular religion. Am I correct?
The confusion here is that you say way of life, a religion, for a particular religion, etc. Don't get confused. Sanatana Dharma talks about Paramatma, Atma.
No, that is all. Yeah, that's confined to Hinduism.
Let us leave that is all. So let us not confuse ourselves and not confuse also everybody. That is what is happening today. Everybody gets confused between these 3 or 4 terms called Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism, religion, way of life. Why are we getting confused? Because see, the problem is when you don't know what you're talking about, you are actually trying to describe like a blind man trying to describe an elephant.
Got it.
Somebody catches the tail and then say it is like a broom. Somebody catches the ear and then say it is like a fan. Somebody catches the leg and then says it is like a trunk. This is what is happening to Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is unlike other religions that is known to the world. Is not based on one single text. It is based on one single text called Vedas. Vedas originally was one and then it was divided into 4. Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvaveda. So it has been split into Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvaveda, Vedas. And apart from the Vedas, you have Itihasas and Puranas and you have Upanishads. And then you have the Purana, 18 Puranas are there. All these books comprise together of what this whole thing is about. Or what does this whole thing mean? The thing is basically who is Paramatma, who is Jivatma, what is the relationship between these two, what is karma, how is it affecting our birth-rebirth process, and how can we escape this birth-rebirth cycle.
Okay.
So if you cannot explain Sanatana Dharma in one word, you have to explain it in so many sentences. Paramatma is there, he is eternal. Jivatma is there, he is eternal. Karma is there, it is also eternal. The knowledge about this Paramatma, Jivatma, Karma is given by the Vedas, which is also eternal. And the birth-death cycle is actually giving you recurringly bliss and sorrow. And if you have to escape this and then have permanent bliss, eternal bliss, then you have to go to moksha. And how do you get to moksha is been described in these texts. Based on the person's ability to grasp. I cannot give the same food to everybody. See, we are different. You are a little bit stout. I am very lean. So your diet is not the same as my diet. Okay. I have to see if we both go to the doctor. I may want to become like you. You may want to become like me, right? So doctor will not prescribe the same food for us, but our goal is the same.
Okay.
We want to somewhere between like 180 kgs is what we both want to be. I am 60, like say you are 100, let's say for example. We both want to get to 80. The kind of food that we eat is different, but our goal is the same. Similarly, when you teach these things to different set of people with different intellectual levels, that has to be given to them in different flavors. And that flavor is what is coming from is all Itihasas, Puranas and Upanishads and Vedas. Everything gives us this knowledge. So based on that only, we this whole concept has been made understood. See, all Vedas is not talking about how do you make your living, how do you make your bread and butter. It is not talking about that. It is talking about how do you get out of this birth death cycle. The problem today is nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to say that Vedas are denied to the Shudras, etc., etc.
Okay.
What is denied to whom? Nobody denies anything to anybody.
Okay.
Everybody is
I'll come to that later part. Before going into this caste dividend system, Sanatana Dharma is a term referred by the Aryans, and they were following it. This has been
now the problem, another word you have to
wait. I'll finish this. There has been a dividend based on this race, I would say, that North Indians are basically Aryans, South Indians are basically Dravidians, and we Dravidians don't follow. We in the sense, I'm saying the DMK. Don't.
I understand.
Okay, so we in the sense we don't follow the Sanatana Dharma tradition, and it was it was spreaded by the Aryans. So what is your take on that? Was it spreaded by the Aryans?
Who is an Aryan? The question is, who is an Aryan?
I don't know.
That's a problem. Every single word that these people are...
Again, they refer this to a caustic thing.
Yeah, we will get to that. We will get to where caste came, how it came into. But the question of what is the meaning of Arya? Arya means a greater person, great person. That's all.
Okay.
Are they saying North Indians are greater persons? All of them? All of them?
No, DMK won't accept that.
Anybody accept it, even North Indians won't accept it.
Okay.
See, not everybody is great. There will be great means one or two people only. Aryans means one who is great. One is great in what? One who is great in the way he conducts himself, in the moral values that he upholds, not in the way by which they are measured by monetary value or anything else.
Got it.
You don't call a sportsman who's won a gold medal for India as an Aryan. You call somebody an Aryan based on the moral values that he is holding and based on the moral values that is giving back to this world. An Aryan is such a person, a learned person who is selfless, who has got great qualities, great moral values, upholds it, and then ensures that it is even more than his life. These qualities are more than his life. So he will hold to those philosophies even if he has to give his, like Harishchandra, for example. Harishchandra is an Aryan. Sri Ramachandra Murthy is an Aryan.
Okay.
Because they are all people with great qualities.
Okay.
So the word Aryan does not
convey to any region.
Dravidians may convey concern to a particular region. That could be there can be a meaning like that.
Okay.
But for Aryans, there is nothing like all from North India are Aryans. That is absurd.
They still go further step ahead and say that Aryans belong to a separate caste, especially Brahmins. What is your take on that?
Like I said, they are now. See, if this is the meaning of Aryans. Now, you tell me whether the I.N.D.A. group is there, right? Is the I.N.D.A. group going to accept that all Brahmins are Aryans based on this definition of Aryans?
No. Only DMK is saying this for very long time.
If they say, they are actually saying all Brahmins are great. Even I won't accept it.
Okay.
Every one of us has got flaws. To become an Aryan, like I said, like an Harishchandra, you need to be right there on top. You can't just become an Aryan. So Aryan is not a race. Aryan is to certain people who are called so. So just because these guys think that Dravidians is people belong to south of certain part, that doesn't mean that Aryans belong to north of certain part. That is wrong. That is a wrong way of understanding the whole thing. So again, misunderstanding of the word Aryan has led to confusion in the minds of those people who want to confuse others also. So there you go. So like I said, Aryans, there is no separate race. So there is no separate religion for them. Dravidians, there is no separate race. There is no separate religion. So all of India, the whole of India, the whole of Bharat is actually under Vedas, under the directions of Vedas, and that is how it has gone. If that is not so, Ravana, the so-called Dravidian. Do you know he is a Brahmin?
Yes. And hardcore Shiva Bhakta also.
He is a Shiva Bhakta. He is a Brahmin. He can chant Vedas. He used to play Veena. All these things are from where? Is this from Aryans? So did he take it from Aryans? It is all imbibed in the whole of the area. So it is all there, all pervasive. That is why Vedas is all pervasive also. So this is also eternal. So if you are talking about...
But some sect of all these Dravidian gangs celebrate Ravan. Why so?
They think that is again wrong understanding of every single thing. Like I said, these guys are not educated. They are all... they think that just because they have power, they can say anything and then get away with it. They are not only putting themselves down, but they are putting everybody who is following them down. That's an unfortunate situation. That has happened time and again. That is why people like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya were born in this place, and then they corrected the whole society. And it is time that these people actually come back and then explain us what this all things are all about. Because if you leave it to people like me, you and anybody, Tom, Dick and Harry on the street to start explaining about Sanatana Dharma without even knowing what Vedas means, without even wanting to talk about Vedas, without even wanting to talk about Chaturvarnya, why it is there and for what it is there, you will land up in the soup that you are in right now. And it is continuing. The unfortunate situation is everybody wants to talk about this without having the patience to go and then meet an acharya, a religious leader, a guru, and then ask him, sit with him, and then try to understand things that he should follow in his life. If you want to learn about journalism, then you got to go to a school, and then you should learn about journalism and then become a journalist. Right now, today, what has happened, anybody who's got a video camera or a cell phone and a microphone and a YouTube channel, he becomes a journalist. He calls himself a journalist. That's not right. It is like anybody having a scissor and a knife and a needle, calling himself a doctor. That is what is happening everywhere in the society today. This society in the Bharat, that society, India was there, was the forerunner for the entire world. This is history. I'm not talking fiction. I'm talking about history. I'm not talking about Veda days. I'm talking about recent days that mankind knows about. The metallurgy, the medicine, the astronomy, the astrology, the engineering, every single field that you can name, Indians were on top. Top in the sense, nobody else is even close to us. We were running ships in this country when others were trying to put a paper boat in place. That is the kind of knowledge that was there in this country. We lost it, and then we are continuing to lose it every single day. Even we are losing it because we are not wanting to honor those Aryas, the learned people, the people who practice what they preach. We have forgotten about them. We don't want to go and then ask them what the question is, and then we don't want to sit with them and then understand and spend some time to understand it. We think it is like a YouTube channel, running a YouTube channel. Anybody can pick up this phone. GP Muthu can say anything and he becomes a hit. And such is the kind of situation. He becomes, suddenly one day they will project him as a journalist, leading journalist. So that's the situation today.
Okay. So when a journalist was asking a question to Udhayanidhi about even in today's world, Sanatana Dharma has been practiced. A best example for that is President Draupadi Murmu. She was not invited for the opening ceremony of the new parliament. So what are they actually trying to say? Because are they trying to exactly point out the caste system which is followed in today's period? Are they trying to blame the whole Hindu religion for that?
Are you saying the president was not invited because of our caste?
They say that.
Are they saying it?
Yeah, they are saying that.
They have to prove it. Is the president feeling so?
No, I don't think so.
If the president is not feeling so, why are you putting some things that is there on your head to somebody else? And that is unfair and that is a dishonest way of doing things. There may be any number of reasons. I do not know. I am not such a great person to talk about presidents and prime ministers. I am a person who's wanting to know how my life is going to get better because of the administration that is there, which has been elected. That is all I am interested in. Pick one thing there. Somebody is not invited from somebody. Are you inviting all the people? If I ask you this different question which has been asked, I'm not a politician, but I watch what is happening. Everybody is asking, can you name one Dalit leader in BDMK? What is the answer that they have? So there are questions and counter questions on either side. So these are all politics. I don't think this Sanatana Dharma discussion must be dragged into petty politics for vote purposes, which is what is happening, unfortunately.
Okay.
What will happen? It is like I said, garland in the hand of a monkey.
Okay.
It can either enjoy it nor it can allow others to enjoy. That is what is happening.
Okay.
The loser is every one of us. The loser is every single one of us. So if you don't have the dharma is not only a path, it has got a meaning. I will just give you a meaning from Manusmriti, which you will all like.
Okay. So what we'll discuss that also. We'll discuss Manusmriti and Varnashram as well. So yeah, please.
Before that, let me
please
tell
give
you
an example.
In Manusmriti, in chapter 6, verse 12, it says, what is dharma? Your name is also dharma, so you should know. There are 10 key aspects of dharma which is told. Basically, patience. I'm not reciting this sloka because nobody can understand it, so I don't want to listen. I'm just giving you the answers.
Okay.
Patience, because people also don't have the time. Patience, which is important. Forgiveness, which is important. Discrimination, not the discrimination that we are talking about. Discrimination is rational thinking.
Got it.
And then not to steal somebody else, not to be wanting to have somebody else's properties, not to steal. Purity. Okay. Control of the senses, the 5 senses and the internal senses as well. Righteous action, the action that you do should be knowledge, truth, and then giving up anger. This is the 10 aspects of dharma is what Manusmriti says. Now everybody wants to burn Manusmriti. Do they want to burn this?
Okay.
What is wrong in this?
I'll come back to that.
What is wrong in this?
What is the... is Manusmriti...
Before you
got it.
I want to say this again because viewers may not be able to understand this. I will read it again. Patience, forgiveness, rational thinking, non-stealing, purity, control of senses, righteous action, knowledge, truth and giving up of anger are the 10 aspects of dharma. And Sanatana Dharma means all these things has to be an eternal, what do you call it? I don't know if I'm not able to get the right word. Eternal qualities. Eternal qualities that one has to possess.
Okay.
Now, why should I burn Manusmriti? Why should I destroy Sanatana Dharma? Why should I destroy Dharma for that matter? Okay. So, where is any question of anything else that we are talking about in the public space right now today?
Got it. There has been many negative comments on Manusmriti and burning of Manusmriti as such, and that it has degraded the position of the women and it has degraded the position who is coming to the public life as such, and it has more and more degraded the person's life also. I have not read Manusmriti because these are the political comments.
Again, nobody has read the Manusmriti. Okay. The problem
these are the political comments made by the...
See, this is pick and choose. Okay. Pick and choose the places.
Why they have the hatred?
Right now I am telling you from Manusmriti what dharma is, right? Did you ever in your life?
No.
Ever in your life, or anybody who is going to watch this, has they ever come across this particular sloka which talks about dharma?
No.
The 10 qualities of dharma? Then that means people are picking and choosing out of context things and then speaking. I don't want to answer to those nonsense people who don't want to read it in the entirety and then just wants to pick up something in front, something in the middle and then talk about it. That is again politics. This politics is for what? Is the question that we should ask. Why are they doing politics? Are they doing this politics to do good things to the country? To good things to the people? If that is the case, then I will appreciate the intent. I may not appreciate the path, but are we sure that they are doing it to uplift the masses? Have they done that? If they have done that, right now I am coming from the Madras High Court. My item is 48. A 46th item is the Vengai Vayal case.
Okay.
They have not arrested a single person till date. And they are wanting for 2 more weeks to come to something. They have given a status report in the court.
Got it.
So if they are wanting to uplift people, what have they done? Correct? Educate me. Have they demolished the tank till date? Where somebody in the water tank which is serving the whole area, some group of people, somebody added the human feces in that, and that was the biggest issue. And have they demolished the tank?
No.
Why? So they cleaned the tank and then filled it up, is it? Is this the right thing to do? If somebody has done such a thing, what is the step that these people are actually doing for the... Even today we see people getting down in sewers, cleaning the waste that is there in the sewers and the manholes. Don't we have the technology to create new machines? We have. Do we have the willpower to do that? We don't. We see discrimination in every place. Couple of days back in a school, somebody said that I don't want to eat something that is cooked by a certain group of people. It is not enough. If Kanimori goes there and then sits and eats, that's not enough. The kind of mindset that is there in spite of all these laws that is there for so many years. What have they done? Their intention is not to uplift people. So what is their intention? Their intention is to ensure that they stay in power.
Okay.
For what? We all know. We all know from where Mr. Karunanidhi came, with how many rupees he came to Chennai, and we all know what is the net worth of this whole family. And there is no disappropriation case on them at all. Probably they earned it properly. We do not know the magic. If they are very, very interested in people's interest, they should have told that magic to everybody. Mr. Udhayanidhi Stalin said that I know the magic of how to eradicate need. He should actually teach the magic on how to become rich in 3 generations and then earn for 45 generations together, as his grandfather did and his father did and he is doing today. He should teach that to the common man.
Got it.
Will they do it? So if they want to teach something, if they want to eradicate, the best way to eradicate the discrimination in this country is to make everybody rich.
Okay.
Because money, it does not discriminate between people who are having the same situation status. There is discrimination there also. Haves and have-nots is always there. But when you have money, you can see people marrying from other castes and other religion, etc., etc. We see it day in and day out in people in the high society with lots of money. So best way to eradicate religion and caste and everything is to make everybody rich. Can the government do? Any government do for that matter?
Got it.
So their intent is not to do good for the people, but to ensure that they stay in power. So they hold the wealth that they have amassed over the years intact with themselves. That is all. So I care a damn for such people. I am worried as a religious person. I am interested in people knowing where the true bliss is. People think that having money is going to give you happiness forever. We know right now, even as we speak about the same Udhayanidhi or same Stalin, or anybody for that matter, they have lots of money. Are they happy? They are facing the wrath of the world. So money is not going to give you happiness. So what is that is going to give you happiness is what religion teaches you. It is what Sanatana Dharma teaches you. My interest is to teach people what I know, what I have experienced, and how I think money is not the yardstick, but certain qualities, certain characters, certain way of life is the yardstick. And that is how we can get rid of this birth-death cycle, so we can be having eternal bliss. That is our motive. Okay. I don't care about others' intentions.
Okay. Is there, can we say like this, this comment is made by a political party which is the ruling party of the Tamil Nadu as well. Are people really intended, or are people really aware of what is happening this? Or else the people are considering, okay, this is a political element, I am having my devotion.
The second is true. Okay. Everybody is worried about their bread and butter on a daily basis. How this country, this government is helping me to elevate from my current situation. Go to Adyar here, say that. We know a few years back there was a flood there. Everybody was flown, the river overflew, it was opened up overnight without any warning. The whole houses were all gutted down and it was flood washed away, right? Go back today and then see what happens. The same people are there in the same place. Another rain comes, another flood comes, there will be loss of life and property. So it will keep happening. What are people worried? Are they worried about what these political people are trying to do with religion? They are not. They are worried about what am I going to do, how my life is going to get better. Another rain comes, every time the rain comes they are worried. Okay. Those people who are in the banks of the river, they are worried. Because they don't have the guarantee to live in this world. Okay. Guarantee to go live is a fundamental right. Is it provided to Indians? Vivekananda said that if you don't feed a person, there is no point in talking to him about Vedanta. Right? So first we feed these people, then you can talk about all this discrimination, Vedanta stuff later.
No. What I'm asking is, this comment has been triggered a lot of people in North India. So they are religiously aware and as well as politically aware.
Again, who are triggered? People who are in social media, people who are in a better strata of life. At least. That is all. See, to me, this is a very minute population, very small percentage of population. The larger India is in the villages, and they are oblivious to these things. They cannot even understand what is happening.
Okay.
All these debates is happening. Even this debate, I know. I don't give interviews mostly in English because I want to talk to my people in my language.
Got it.
This discussion, 90% of the Tamil Nadu population cannot understand.
Got it.
This particular program will be watched by people who are knowledgeable in English, and my English is so bad. So they won't even understand anything there also.
Okay.
So what is the point in this? So we are only talking about a few people who are trying to create flutters in social media or in the mainstream media. Some news channel will have a debate, hot heated debate here and there, etc.
No, I'm referring to the general population. So let me put it this way. Let's take the North people of North and the people of Tamil Nadu especially. And there has been a more response from the general public, or let's say social people who are in the social media.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Only social media.
But the social media people of Tamil Nadu also were not taking care about this because a small section of the BJP
Tamil Nadu is scared. The entire Tamil Nadu is scared about this politician for years together.
Okay.
They see.
No, they are doing this for a long time.
Let me tell you, Mr. Subramanian Swamy very clearly says that Tamilians are movie buffs.
Okay.
We are watching movies and we think like in movies everything will happen in real world. That is what we think. Suddenly if you say something on social media, somebody will come tomorrow and hit you on your face in your house. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. We are become movie buffs for several decades now, and our brains are so much washed to speak what we want to speak. This freedom of expression is not there. What is happening on one section of media, that is the people who are having control over the social media, they speak whatever that comes on their mouth without even worrying about the freedom, limitation of freedom of speech. The other major section of the population does not even have the fundamental right to live. Forget about right to freedom of speech and expression. So I am somebody who moves close to the major population, and I speak to people. When I speak to normal person, they say, okay, some political issue which is going on. I don't know. I'm not worried.
No, that's what I'm just asking, whether people are 95% I would say, are the people who believe in God and from the state of Tamil Nadu. And there are, if you find like in the state itself, we have 2 temples. And across more than 40,000 temples. I don't know. You know the exact numbers as such.
Yeah, I'm just more than several lakhs here.
Yeah. So
if you count the small temples that is there in every street, every street will have 2 temples.
Yeah, exactly. But this comment was not taken by the people seriously. Are they?
Because they don't know. Okay. They don't know the impact. See, everybody, like I said, like Swami Vivekananda said, if you don't feed a person, there is no point in talking to him Vedanta. Not only Vedanta, no point in talking to him politics, no point in talking to him science. You first have to feed the person. The way where you are right now in Chennai, in Ashok Nagar, if you the way I was watching all over, there are so many people who are living on the streets even today here. So, do you think that they will ever worry about things? I go to my Madras High Court and I see lots of people on the streets, all over the Madras High Court, all around the Madras High Court. Do you think they are having any idea of what is being talked about? They don't have the fundamental right to live, my dear.
Okay.
Forget about freedom of speech and all this nonsense. They don't have the fundamental right to live. If it rains today, they have to sit in the rain. It shines today, they have to live in this, sit in the shine. And they don't know from where the next meal is going to come from. That is the kind of people the government should concentrate about. Not the floating population or not the high level population who are so-called educated and who can speak English and who can be in social media. Not those people. How is the government doing anything to this common man whose life is a question mark in India? That's the question. That is the question that the government should answer. Not only this government, every state government as well as the central government must answer this question. And what have they done? If they say to that, then I am happy. If they are not wanting to say anything about it, of course, the central government is actually projecting its gas thing and water thing. So that is all good. The electricity is all fine. Similarly, the state government should say, this is what I have changed the way of life in every single person. Provision of gases to every single Indian is a way of change of life of all the people. They used to have firewood to have this thing. Now they don't have to live in that. Having water, drinking water is something which is actually changing the way the person lives. Having electricity is something changes the way somebody lives. Infrastructure on the road is changing the way we do our businesses every day. So these are all really impacting every Indian irrespective of caste creed, right?
Got it.
Similarly, let the state governments, respective state governments, start talking about what have they done to change the way that the people are living. They don't do that, then what is the point? They will say that I will erect a statue of pen in the Marina Beach. How is it going to impact me? Okay. It's just like if you go and ask the same people that I am talking about right now, the majority of the population, they will care a damn about the pen. Just like they would care a damn about this political issue around Sanatana Dharma.
Got it. See, you said one of the aspects of the Manu's principles was rationalism, I would say. But the core idea of the DMK was rationalism, I would say. That is Pakutari. But they are referring all this to a particular religion.
What is rationalism, you tell me now?
They have their own way.
Their own way. Pakutari, they say.
If there is anything, find the truth in that and then believe it.
Correct.
Don't believe it blindly.
So, are they doing it?
They are doing it only for Hinduism, I would say.
No, forget about Hinduism for a minute. Let's take Dravidianism.
Okay.
Dravidians. What is the truth in it?
Nothing.
So, have they found the truth in it?
No.
What is happening in Mr. Stalin's house? His wife is a devout Hindu. By saying that I am going to eradicate Hindu, are they meaning that they are going to eradicate the housemaker of the house? What are they trying? The word Durga Stalin, Durga is there. No? It's a Sanskrit word. Durga is also means Sanatana Dharma. There is a sloka there also. The sloka says Sanatani. Durga is Sanatani. So when they say Denas destroy Sanatana, are they saying, I don't know what they are wanting to say. So there is no rational thinking there. This is barbaric thinking, not rational thinking. Rational thinking is to be in a position to find out what is right and what is wrong, what is the truth and what is not truth. And then following the right path so that your life gets better in anything and everything. This is what Sanatana Dharma teaches you. So if at all there is any rationalism, that is only in Sanatana Dharma and not anything else. Because I do not know about other religions for too much, but I know for sure that other religions don't prohibit eating meat. Why? Sanatana Dharma especially says don't eat meat.
Okay.
Forget about Vedas. Even the Tirukural that is there from the South India has got one full 10 set of couplets called Pulal Maruttal. Do not eat meat. Why is he putting there? This is the only dharma which has been propagating all the good values in the life. Because if you do that, something is not going to be right. They know, they have done the science, not for 1 or 2 or 20 or 100 years. This is for several yugas. And that is why I am again and again saying Sanatana Dharma is the medicine. Manu is the medicine for the disease that is there in this place. Unless otherwise Manu is being rightly taught to people instead of picking and choosing from here and there. And then saying Manu Smriti has got discrimination in it. Manu Smriti has got speaks ill about women. We all know what even Rangarajan Narasimhan has done to women. How much insult he has done to women. Right? It's all known now. Some years back maybe it is not known, but thanks to the advent of social media, everybody is exposing what is there in his books.
Okay.
In his own books.
Okay. Is this a new thing which Udhayanidhi spoke few days before, or is this tradition for the DK and the DM?
They have a knack of speaking about Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism or Brahminism or Varnashrama Dharma or Manusmriti whenever they are in trouble. So right now I am wondering what trouble they are in basically. I am not able to figure it out. Looks like they are in trouble.
Okay.
And then looks like they want to divert. And so to divert the attention, they have used the age-old technique of talking about ill about a particular sect of people. That's all.
Okay. So, and there has been a reference for many years about the caste system. That is, Varnashram is followed in Hinduism. Basically, what is this Varnashram all about? And I want to add up a particular question to you, that whether a person's caste is defined by his occupation or by birth.
Varna is what is taught, spoken in the Vedas, not caste.
Okay.
So Vedas are saying there are 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra Varnas. And this is classification of people based on their intellectual levels and based on the deeds of the previous Janma. So people are actually bucketed so that right information is given to right person in the right mode of injection. Like for example, I would say, I am healthy, I'm okay now. I'm not saying I'm healthy. I'm having a disease, I'm having some illness. I go to a doctor and the doctor says you have this 3 tablets twice a day. Once before food, once after. Then I go home and then I do that. I take my food as prescribed by the doctor. Let's say another person comes with the same sickness, but he is not conscious. Now will the doctor give a prescription saying, go have twice a day, this thing? He can't. So he's going to put him on a bed and then he's going to inject the same medicine in a different form.
Okay.
Because the capacity of the human body differs from person to person, and the remedy also differs person from person to person. Similarly, when the person is born, based on various reasons, our Sanatana Dharma talks about multiple births. Other religions don't have multiple births. The only concept of multiple births is only here, nowhere else. So we cannot compare other religion and then compare it like that. It's like comparing apples and oranges. So we say what we do today is going to have a repercussion, is going to have a serious impact on how we are born in the next life.
Got it.
Whether we are going to be born as a man or a woman or an animal or a plant, whatever it. It is based on our deeds. So these deeds and good deeds and bad deeds define how we are going to be born up again, because our very concept is to birth and death cycle, right? So our life is not restricted to 100 years. It expands beyond 100 years and forever. So one has to be conscious on what they do, not only in this life. Other religions don't have this kind of an issue, right? So they only worry about that particular birth and they don't care. So with that mindset, you cannot look into this. So if let's say for example, I am doing so many bad things today. I may be looking to be doing good in this birth, but it has got a repercussion in the next birth, is what Sanatana Dharma says. So I have to be careful in what I do, how I make my money, how I deal with people, whether I insult people or not. So if that is the case, will there be any discrimination based on anybody's birth? Because the moment you discriminate somebody, that is bad, right?
Okay.
That means it is a bad karma, right? What will that have? It will have a bad impact on your birth cycle, right? Will anybody do it? So by default, there cannot be anything which is higher or lower. It is just a classification.
Okay. Well, that classification is based on birth or occupation?
It is based on birth as per Gita's and Veda.
Okay.
That is because of what you did in the previous birth. It is not just because you are picked and choose on a particular birth.
No, I have
classified based on what you have done. Let's say for example, I will do this easy. And there is a class, there is a school. There are 50 students in the class. There is only one teacher, right?
Okay.
Now for a particular sports event, the teacher is supposed to divide the class. How will he divide? He will pick the best sports people on one side and he will pick the worst people on the other side. Does it mean that he is discriminating? He is not. He is just classifying.
He is just dividing.
Similarly, classifying. He is not dividing. He is classifying people based on their abilities. Similarly, if he is, let's say for example, the same teacher is wanting to send somebody to a quiz contest in another place. Then he will choose the best educated person, one person who can learn fast and quickly, etc., etc. He will pick and choose there. Let's say he is choosing somebody for scout issues. Then he will pick and choose people and classify them accordingly. And then based on the classification, there will be different treatments, different exercises different education for these people, so they all come to the same level and then perform. That is what the intent is, right? What intent is, right?
Got it.
Even in cricket, if you take, there are millions of people in India who play cricket.
Got it.
Not everybody comes to the test playing nations squad, right?
Welcome.
Every time they split people, bowlers, batsmen, all-rounders, wicket keepers. They classify. Are they discriminating?
No.
They are classifying so that together the team succeeds.
Okay.
Similarly, the whole society is classified so that together the society succeeds. That is how the society succeeded. Sometime back I told you, we are the pioneers in every single known field that is there in the earth.
Got it.
Be it astronomy, astrology, whatever you name it, medicine. Sushruta is the father of medicine, surgery. In India, we don't celebrate him. You go to Australia, you go to the surgeon, the education institution of surgeries. His full-fledged figure is there in that place, saying Sushruta. You can put it as part of your video also. People should know that we excelled in every part. We are the pioneers of even surgery.
Agreed.
So that was there only because we classify people based on their abilities to perform as a society together. Nothing else. We chose the best teachers and then called them Brahmanas. We chose the best warriors and then called them as Kshatriyas. We chose the best businessmen and we called them the Vaishyas. We chose the best workmen and called them Shudras. What is wrong? Where is discrimination here?
No, that
is classification.
Yes, I completely agree with you. You told that this is based on the birth. But all these four, let me give you an example. Brahmins who do pujas in temples, they are called as Brahmins. That is due to the occupation.
Don't look at it from your perspective. Look at it from Veda's perspective.
Okay.
Vedas have classified people into four groups, and that is because of what they had done in the previous birth. It is actually getting carried over. So if I had done certain things in the previous birth which deserves me to be in the place where I am a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya Sudra, I will be put in that category.
No, we categorize all these people. Correct me if I'm wrong. See, Kshatriyas are warriors. They do wars and they protect. Protect. And Vaishyas are businessmen. So they trade with each other and they do. And Shudras are servicesmen. Services in the sense, in today's aspect, all aspects will become
only classification.
Yeah.
Even in an office, even in any big company, let's say a multinational company, let us say, we have this kind of classification even there.
Okay.
In fact, there is discrimination, I would say, in these companies. All these companies, for that matter, will the sweeper in the office will be allowed to get into the MD's room and then attend a meeting? Will he be? A story comes into my mind. Uncle Scrooge is there, Donald Duck is there, right?
Yeah.
You can see that Donald Duck is a fool, and Uncle Scrooge will make him the boss one day, and then the whole company will collapse in one single day. Scrooge is a multi-billionaire, and he will lose all his wealth in one single day because he made the janitor as this thing. So does that mean it is discrimination? No, it is based on the ability of a person, not in one single birth. Okay. It's a chain of multiple births in the past. It has made you what you are here in this birth today. The next birth, based on your deeds, you can become something else. Or you may not even be born because you could have gone to moksha. We do not know. Our ultimate aim is not to become another person in another birth, but to go out of this birth-death cycle into moksha, so that we have eternal bliss. If you are here in this world, you will have this nonsense kind of birth, who is bigger, who is smaller, discrimination, all nonsense, politics, everything will be there forever. This is such a world. This world is ugly only. That is why Acharyas want us to get out of this birth-death cycle, which is not understood by anybody. We all keep again talking about these four classifications as something that is going to do. Everybody says Ashudras are not allowed to read Vedas.
Was it so?
If it is so, what is wrong? My question is, why do you want to read Vedas? My question is, I will put a counter question.
No.
Why do you want to become? Let us say, if I am a Shudra and you are asking me, what kind of answer do I have? Why do you want to read Vedas?
I want to know the aspects of Vedas.
Why? If you want to read, let us say you want to join engineering college. Why do you want to join an engineering college?
I want to become an engineer.
If you want to join a medical college, why do you want to become a
want to become a doctor. I just want to join a medical college.
If you want to join a Air Force pilot training course, what will you want to be?
Aero engineering, aerospace engineering.
So very clearly you know. You don't read for just the sake of reading.
Got it.
Right? Similarly, if you want to read Vedas, you should know why you want to read Vedas. You want to read Vedas.
Not just for namesake.
I will tell you why I want to read Vedas. If I want to read Vedas, I will say I want to read Vedas because I don't want to be in the birth-death cycle anymore.
Okay.
I want to get rid of this. And the answer to that is in Vedas. So if I go attend the course in Veda, and then if you follow those courses, then I will get rid of this birth-death cycle is a concept. You may believe in it, you may not believe in it. That's a different story. Every religion has got its own belief.
Got it.
I'm not going to comment on other religion. But this is what this religion says. The birth-death cycle can be killed only by following what is written in the Vedas for a particular classification. On a particular birth.
Got it.
It is not a guarantee that you will not be born again. It only depends on your deeds. If your deeds are good, not enough, then you will be born again. If your deeds are bad, obviously you will be born again. You may be born again like a stone, or maybe a grass, or maybe a plant, or maybe an animal. You may be born as a dog in the forest, or maybe a dog in a 5-star cinema star houses. There's a difference.
Got it.
It depends where you are born. It depends on the karma. It depends on the karma. The animal kingdom clearly tells this. Very easily you can see. You go to a forest, you see any Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel, a lion will give birth to 4 or 5 cubs. Not all will succeed, Everyone is provided equal opportunity only. Yet they don't survive. Why? Some survive, some become very strong. Some die at very young age. Why? It is because of the previous karma that they have committed. And that is why they are in such a situation. Similarly, we have deficiencies based on what we have done in the past life. If you don't want to believe in the past life, then Sanatana Dharma is not for you. Don't talk about it. Go elsewhere. If you want to talk about Sanatana Dharma, you have to accept this birth-death cycle.
Okay.
If you have to accept Paramatma and Jivatma, if you don't, nobody is compelling you. Like you started, is it there in another religion? There are so many number of religions in the world which can suit you, or you can become an atheist having no religion, an agonist or whatever they call. You can become any one of them.
Okay.
Don't try to find a fault after coming into this and then saying you are wrong. This is the school. It is like saying I will join the school but I will not wear the uniform.
Okay. Got it.
If you have joined the school, then you have to wear this uniform. That's all. That ends the matter.
Okay.
Why should I wear this uniform? You cannot ask. That is what happened in Karnataka. The girls joined the school and then there is a uniform prescribed and then they said they will come in a different dress. Not allowed. You go to some other school which allows you to do. Nobody is compelling you to come and join to the school, right? Nobody compelled you. Then why are you coming here and then saying finding a fault here? You are free to choose your religion. It's ingrained in Article 20 of our Constitution of India. You are free to choose your path. If you don't like it, just go elsewhere. I don't like this hotel, so I will go to another hotel and eat. I don't like this movie, I will go to another movie and watch. I don't like Rajinikanth, I will watch Kamal Haasan. I don't watch Kamal Haasan, I will watch Rajinikanth. That's my choice. Similarly, the religious philosophical path that you want to take, there are plenty. Choose anything that you want to choose and then go forward. If this religion is going to have any impact based on the laws of this country, then you have an issue. If that is not the case, what is your problem?
Good.
If these concepts that we are talking about is not going to have any impact on the daily rat race that we are in, what is your problem? So why should a Sudra not have education? That is how Vedas have defined it. What is the reason? We may not know, we may know. Even if I say, you will oppose it. Even if I give you a proper example, a reason, you will not accept it because you are bent up in that mind. Not you.
Got it.
I'm using your word. You're not going to accept it. Because you're bent up to say you find a fault in some place. In Tamil they say, Marma kai batta, utton kaal batta button, they will say, right? Like the mother and the daughter-in-law, if you touches something is wrong, she does not touch anything is also wrong. Kind of a...
Got it.
That is how it is. You will say anything I say, you are going to say, no, you are wrong. If you believe in Sanatana Dharma, if you believe in Vedas, then you will accept what is there in the Vedas. Without having any question, this is belief system. Like I said, Vedas are not going to help you make a living in this world. That is not is there in that. Nowhere if at all there was any prohibition for Vedas not to be read by Shudras, in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, you have Alvars, right? Many of them are Shudras. Nayanmars, many of them are Shudras. They are writing something which is equivalent to Vedas in Tamil language.
Okay.
The beautiful tree, there's a book, Dharampal's book. It tells that Vedas has been told to everybody. So what is wrong in you? Should I give you exactly the Vedas as is, or should I give you the essence?
Got it.
You are hungry, you are thirsty. Now you are saying, give me something to drink. Then I bring a sugar cane and then give you the sugar cane. Will you make a juice and then eat? Or if I give you the juice, will you be happy? If I give the juice, that's enough. That is what you actually want. Not the sugar cane with all the leaves. You are not going to do anything with it. Your thirst is not going to be quenched with that. So based on the person's ability to digest things again.
Okay.
To understand and then put it in practice and then work forward. That is why even Thiruvalluvar has written so many couplets. For what? To make people understand different. See, even if you tell me, even Udhayanidhi Stalin I will challenge. Give him one Kural and then ask him to write it first.
Okay.
Write it without any mistake.
Okay.
First write, then explain without any mistake. His grandfather has written explanation for all these Kurals. So even he can tell his grandfather's example for that.
Got it.
He cannot. I can guarantee. He will not even know how many couplets are there in Thirukural. So with people like this, what is the point in talking about these people just because they have power? It is like Tughlaq's regime.
Got it.
Right? He will change the capital a number of times. For what? We don't know. That is because he is Tughlaq.
Got it.
So, like I said, these people are just there to ensure that their seat is saved.
Okay. So what is your final take for all these people who wants to eradicate Sanatana Dharma?
Let them try. Let them try.
Okay.
See, Hiranyakasipu, Ravana, Duryodhana, Mahabali, all these stories we have heard. Right? We have heard, right? All these stories we have heard. What happened to all these people? What happened to them? They are known only for their bad things.
Got it.
Even today. They are living today for the bad reasons.
In a bad example demand.
That is all these guys will be. These guys will not even be like that. Mahabali, Ravana are all great people.
Okay.
They are all very, very great people. They did penance. They have done tapas. They prayed to God. They had faith in God. They had faith in Vedas. It is only because of their ego they became arrogant. That is all. What spoiled them is their ego.
Got it.
What is spoiling these people are not even ego. Because they don't even know what ego means. They cannot even understand the meaning of ego. Ego comes to somebody who has got stuff.
Okay.
Without that, there is no ego.
Got it.
In our Sampradaya, we say 3 matas. Mata means this is the ego.
Okay.
It can be based on education. It can be based on where you are born. And it can be based on your power. What do you have? What do they have? Their power is there only for 5 years. Which could be subject to correction.
Okay.
We all know.
You are giving a clue.
No, I am not giving. I am telling what has happened in the past.
Okay.
Emergency came. Their place. It was dismissed by Indira Gandhi, right?
Got it.
So we don't know. They know it better than anybody else. Alvar says, Minnin nilayila mannuirakkaigal means just like the light, the lightning. Lightning is there for how many seconds or how many years? For a second.
Fraction of second.
Just the fraction of a second. In the timeless world, our life is like that lightning.
Got it.
So you are insignificant. At the end of the day, we are all insignificant. And we think that we have power. Think again what happened in the last 10 years.
Got it.
You are reduced to nothing. Now you have it for 5 years. The way you proceed, you will lose your own. I will give you some politics here now. Last election, let us take I did a small mathematics. I will just finish it with that. Last election, in Tamil Nadu, there are about 6 crore votes, right? DMK got about, let us say, 30% of the vote. They claim that they have 90% Hindus in their party. Now with this statement, out of the 90%, at least 10% would have lost faith in them.
Exactly.
So they won't vote. At the end of the day, what has happened? They have lost 10% vote. That will boil down to 4%. Because 80% is what the voter turnout is. So 4% means that is the percentage which decided who is going to be the winner last election.
Exactly. Less than 4, I think.
Yeah. So that is the percentage that they are going to lose. So if they lost 4%, they are now on par.
Okay.
That 4% would have gone somewhere else. So they are actually digging their own grave. If there are any shrewd politicians like Karunanidhi, they would do this.
Okay.
If there are any shrewd politicians, I am not a politician, I don't know politics, but I am just doing mathematics with the numbers that is there in front of us. With the numbers, I think, if they lose 10% of confidence of the Hindus of their own party, definitely they are not going to get any new votes. New votes are not going to come to DMK at all. With the way they run the administration, they are not going to get anything.
Okay.
Any new votes will not come. They will have to survive with the existing votes. If they ensure that their existing votes stay intact, they have a chance. But with such things, very often, every time they do, 10% of the vote will be gone. And the 10% means every time they lose 4%. And they will soon be below nota in no time. That is what Alvar says, Minnin nilayila mannuirakkaigal. So one person may be king one day, he may be a beggar the other day. A person may be beggar one day, he may be king another day. This is what we call as karma. The karma is a dangerous thing which we cannot see, but when it hits you, it will hit you very, very hard. You cannot even recover out of your own deeds. Karma is your own deeds, it's not from somewhere else. So that's why in Tamil also they say, Murpagal Seyin, Pirpagal. So when you think, do something bad to somebody, what you sow you reap.
Thank you so much for your wonderful time, Mr. Rangarajan Narasimhan. We need to learn a lot from you and we need more clarifications to this society as well. Thank you so much for your wonderful time.
Shivate Rangarajan.